Okay, my name is Mayorarts. I was born in Ibadan, Nigeria. I started my journey there. From there, I think the reason I was able to find out my passion was because I go to places. Everywhere I went to, people used to praise me for being able to draw. If I go to church, sometimes I go to school. It's always like that people always give me that appreciation that that's my talent. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go through this journey and I'm going to make something great out of it. So what influences the style of art I do, like how I portray my drawings, is actually my surroundings, like what goes on around me, the lifestyle that people choose to live. I kind of like portray them as art, and my personal experiences as well. I express them using my artworks. So how I start my pieces, the first thing I do is I get my materials, get everything set. I get my paper, the charcoal pencils, erasers, everything I need to start the work. I put them close by to me, and then I set my paper, and the next thing I do is I get my reference photo, usually like pictures I've taken myself or pictures I see on the internet that got me inspired. So I get to study those pictures for a very long period of time, and after that I do a kind of study on the paper in which I want to get it on. Afterwards, then I start sketching out the outline using the graphite pencils, and after that I go into the shading. So the shading is where the magic happens and becomes something that is always amazing that people love to see. The most challenging part was when I got started, but lately it's actually a very smooth journey. It's more like whenever you're playing a game and you've reached the boss level and you've cracked like the boss level, there's no more challenge. But the challenge I used to face when I started doing my works was I struggled to get people's resemblance. That was the main thing that I struggled with. But as I kept working on that aspect of me, I developed and I was able to like, wow, this stuff started resembling people, and people started like engaging, like, wow, this is this person, you're mad. So that was how it went. I had 2013, 14, 15, I used to be into these comics. I was very, very vast in regards to like drawing comics. I used to do Super Strikers. That then I was actually very known in my high school. I'm very good at this like comic sketches and other stuff, until I met some crazy individuals on the internet. I go in touch with Arinze Stanley, Kelvin Okafor. Like, all these people do works that they would make you question your skills. Like, what the fuck are these people doing? Like, they're making artworks that look like real human beings. So I go inspired by that, and ever since then I had no interest in any other style of art than hyperrealism. And people always want me to change the style to what's trending, but I actually enjoy what I did, enjoy the idea of doing hyperrealistic drawings, and it became a thing. People got to know me through it. It can serve as inspiration, and it can as well serve as many other things. There are many ways you can influence people. So artists are basically influencers that do not necessarily use speech. Art is one of the ways in which you can say things without saying them. What I mean is that it's a way to express yourself without words. So art is a way to influence change, societal change, and norms in the societies. My favorite material is the charcoal. However, I've used materials like acrylic. I've used materials like pen. But I like charcoal because it gives me a room, an environment for maximum creativity, as opposed to pen. If you're using pen, you get to spend months on it. I don't have such time. But if I'm using acrylic, it takes time as well. But charcoal, I can easily express myself. I can easily do everything I want to do in little time and make sure I pass the message I want to pass to people in a considerable amount of time. And of course, I get to use everything perfectly, but I prefer the charcoal pens. We see things differently. How I see creative blocks or like lack of motivation to do things is I see it as laziness generally from my own angle. So anytime I feel like I don't want to do what I'm supposed to do, I feel like it's laziness that is showing up. And what I used to attack this is discipline. I think you don't necessarily need motivation to do the things you are meant to do, which is like creativity. That's your purpose. So if you need motivation to do your purpose, I think that you should reassess your life. Okay, the art piece that I feel most connected to was the one I titled Mixed Feelings 2. So Mixed Feelings 2 was a guy, his hand was on his face like this. And I think that it's one of the most realistic drawings I've ever made. And every single time I look at that work myself, I used to wonder if I was the one who actually did that work. And it was the work that actually impressed me the most, the outcome. So that was actually the artwork that inspires me that I love the most. I think that social media is the best thing that's ever happened in the history of art, especially in Nigeria, because anybody that was born in Nigeria and he or she's passion is to do art is usually discouraged by society and family, that art is something that people see as a low value activity. However, social media has given us a space in which we can easily inspire millions of people around the world, and it has massively influenced how art is perceived, and it has added value to Africa at large, especially in Nigeria. Now people get to see that there are a lot of impressive artists in this part of the world. So social media is actually the best thing that's ever happened to us. The emotion I want to convey is to give people more drive to chase whatever they are trying to achieve. Uh, I'm a I'm a big fan of trying to inspire people. I love to make people see value in themselves, believe in themselves, and um, even in other aspects that is not art. Like I like to make people believe in their self, their craft, and that they can achieve everything they want to achieve. Okay, how do I balance art with business? What I do most of my time, like what I do every time, is that I set alarms, I schedule my life in such a way that my business has a particular time in which I focus on it, my art has a particular time I focus on it. So it's leaving no gap for failure, and that was how I balanced both. The most rewarding part of me being an artist was the year that I gained a little bit of recognition. I've never experienced a lot of people getting to know me, and that actually gave me more drive, like 100% passion to keep going and pursuing it, because that gave me more it made me more optimistic regarding my career as an artist. So I pushed it the more because of such rewarding situation.